You don't have to dig into her past with questions. You don't have to play detective or demand details. Because here's the reality. Her history is already written in the way she moves, the pauses between her words, and the unconscious habits she repeats without even realizing it. Most men miss it. They take her explanations as fact. They buy into the version of herself she carefully presents. But if you pay attention, really pay attention, you'll notice that her gestures, her tone, and her mannerisms reveal the woman she truly is, along with the life she's lived before you ever showed up. This is how you uncover her history, without asking a single direct question. First, she'll fidget, adjust, and subtly reposition herself when something in her past is pressing on her mind. You don't have to ask. Her body will speak louder than her words. Watch closely. When a topic turns personal, she may start smoothing her hair, fiddling with jewelry, tugging at her sleeves, or glancing at her phone even when it hasn't buzzed once. These aren't random quirks. They're self-soothing responses. The body reacts before the mind can mask it. If her past carries weight, whether it's heartbreak, betrayal, or regret, these micro-movements act as armor. Her subconscious is quietly urging, "Let's not go here. Let's change the subject." She won't say it outright, but her body will. And this is where most men fall short. They hear, "I'm fine," or "it's nothing," and take it at face value. But those phrases are often a cover. The truth is in her posture. Does she cross her arms like a shield, lean away as if to retreat, tap her feet like she's ready to escape without moving? These tiny, almost invisible reactions are signals of discomfort. Discomfort born from something she's lived through. And here's where the Stoic Man stands apart. You don't pry. You don't press for confessions. You watch, you listen, and you let her reveal herself when she feels ready. Because the point isn't to dig for gossip. It's to see the truth beneath the mask. Her past is in her reactions, not her rehearsed answers. Second, she'll speak about other people, but really be speaking about herself. Women often reveal in code. She might tell you about a friend who stayed with the wrong man for years, or a girl she knows who was cheated on, or people who just can't commit. More often than not, she's sharing her own story under someone else's name. Why? Because it feels safer. It gives her space while still allowing her to release a piece of what she's holding. When she does this, she's leaving breadcrumbs, watching to see if you'll connect them. Pay attention to recurring themes. If she brings up cheating often, it may mean she's been on one side, or both sides, of it. If she talks about friends who avoid commitment, it could mirror her own struggles. The emotion in her voice tells you more than the plot of the story. If she grows tense, heated, or emotional, she's not just narrating. She's reliving something. This is where many men fail. They nod, laugh, and move on, never realizing they've just been handed a key to her history. But the man who's tuned in, he pieces together the heartbreaks, the betrayals, the fears, without her ever openly confessing. You don't interrogate. You simply listen and connect the dots. Third, she'll go silent or steer the conversation away when you get too close to the truth. Silence isn't empty. It's loaded with answers. If you ask a simple question, "What was your last relationship like?" and her tone shifts, her reply shrinks to a few words, or she quickly changes the subject, that's not coincidence. That's defense. Human nature avoids what hurts. People sidestep topics that reopen wounds. Her silence, her redirection, her sudden joke in a serious moment. They're all forms of self-protection. Pay attention to which subjects make her pull away, which questions she dodges with humor or sarcasm. Those boundaries were carved long before you arrived. The Stoic Man doesn't bulldoze past these defenses. You acknowledge the silence for what it is, a marker pointing toward an unhealed chapter. By respecting those limits, you create safety. And safety is what eventually lowers walls. She'll share when she's ready, not because you demanded it, but because you understood her without pressure. Fourth, she'll reveal her truest self under pressure. When life is easy, she can maintain the image she wants you to see, the curated, polished version. But stress is a different lens. It strips away the edit. That's when old wounds resurface. Her reactions under strain are shaped by her past, betrayals, family dynamics, heartbreaks, unresolved hurt. Notice how she handles disruption. Does she lose control, shut down, or withdraw? Or does she adapt? These responses weren't built yesterday. They were forged over years. Listen to her words when she's upset. Is she defensive, quick to assign blame, or open to dialogue? Those patterns trace back to the relationships and situations that shaped her. And here's what most men overlook. When she's under stress, you're not just seeing her reaction to you. You're watching the echoes of everyone who came before. The ex who betrayed her, the family who ignored her, the pain she never fully processed. The Stoic Man doesn't criticize or rush to fix her in these moments. He recognizes these responses as echoes of her past and remains steady. That steadiness is what makes you unlike any man she's known. Fifth, she'll replay the same patterns because her past still holds the pen. If you want to read her story, watch for repetition. People rarely break patterns without deliberate work. Look at her relationship history. Does she gravitate toward emotionally distant partners? Self-sabotage healthy connections? Rush into relationships or keep one foot out the door? These aren't coincidences. They're scripts her past has written for her. Her lifestyle tells its own story, too. Does she avoid certain places or conversations? That's not random. It's avoidance. Does she call herself too much or hard to love? Those words didn't come from nowhere. They were planted by someone else long ago. Her cycles are her history running on autopilot. This is where men often get trapped. They think they can save her from herself. They believe if they love her enough, she'll stop repeating these behaviors. But that's not your role. You're not her rescuer. You're the one who sees her clearly. You stop taking her trust issues personally. You understand her defensiveness isn't aimed at you. Her distance isn't your fault. They're all just ghosts from her past. The man who can witness all of this without being consumed by it becomes something rare. A man who won't get lost in her story. That's when she feels safe enough to write a new one. You don't have to interrogate. You don't have to demand answers. Her past is alive in her posture, her expressions, her silences, and her patterns. If you can read them, you'll see the full picture. And when you see it, you face the real question. Do I accept her as she is, or walk away? That's the essence of the Stoic Man, perceiving the truth without losing yourself in it. So tell me, how many of these signs have you spotted before?